out there in YouTube land.
Welcome back to our channel.
Today we thought we'd bring you another bad movie review.
Yeah. I wanted to love this movie.
I did too.
I truly wanted to love this movie.
But unfortunately, it let us down.
It did.
Down.
It really did. Way down.
So, since we're in December, we had to bring about some sort of holiday film. And, with us, it's not going to be, Rankin and Bass type thing. No, we're talking about Krampus today.
Yes.
Oh, my.
The latest installment of Krampus.
Yes. A movie about a Christmas demon should be absolutely epic.
It should be. And it started with such potential.
It did, with the, showing how horrible humans are to each other now, that everything's about commercialism.
There's no time.
It really presented that well.
It did, because it started with Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And it took every element that you hear on the news about Black Friday and put it into one scene. And it was actually just horrifying to watch.
It is.
I mean, It
kind of makes you ashamed to be a human being.
It does. I mean, it just was awful. And a different kind of horror.
Yes.
It was the horror shock.
So you kind of didn't mind seeing these people, there's this impending horrible doom coming. So you didn't really mind thinking about that because of how horrible they are.
And some part of me was okay that Krampus was coming along to...
Yes, absolutely.
Beat the bejesus out of them.
But then the problems set in.
It did. And it wasn't so much his arrival.
No. It was things like... Well, I have issue with the way they made the Krampus creature. They essentially put Odin, stuck horns on his head.
Yes.
Krampus is supposed to be a goat-like figure. What about Odin is goat-like?
He was the Raven Father.
There's no remote connection. So that was my first big beef with this movie.
They're two different entities, and I
yes,
really...
completely.
What stuck out with me was it wasn't any element... There wasn't an element of accuracy with the myth.
Not at all.
Of Krampus, and that was, it left out the shoes, and it left out that he primarily, in myth, comes after children.
Yes.
Bad children, not adults. No, that's not to say that Krampus can't, get a whim and say, hey.
Yeah, but, the whole point is that he's supposed to be a reason for you to grow up with morality and be a good person, not to be just a punisher because you have a grandmother that believes in him?
Yeah, that didn't set well.
I like the bell.
I do like the bell.
There's a positive point.
There's a cool bell. What really kind of, and what I thought, for me they went cheap with, was the cutscene of the grandmother's story about Krampus showing up. This is a movie. It is, real life, you and I speaking. And then all of a sudden there was this animation.
Yeah. It's like, what did they do? Like, suddenly, run out of funds and couldn't afford to film that?
And it took me aback because it annoyed me.
Yeah.
It took away the actual creepy element of Krampus.
Yeah. And, getting into that also is why I kind of had an issue with, the little Krampus creatures.
The Krampus is supposed to have minions or helpers, but they are not toys.
Or gingerbread men with teeth that... they're like... Okay. Horror film addicts to horror film addicts. If you've ever seen Phantasm and the little, squirrely creatures with the cloaks and stuff...
Yes.
That's what Krampus's minions are supposed to be like. Little, creepy creatures that go around and help him carry out his deeds. Not... Suddenly you have toys turn into demonic figures and, a parody of Puppet Master.
Yes, that would... No.
No.
And the other thing, with the toys and his minions. Now, they did have minions come in towards the end.
Yes.
That would have been good throughout.
Yes.
But it really just overall lost the element of creepy and horror. It just...
It became a parody of itself, really.
I got bored.
I did too. It was too long. That was the other thing. It was like over 2 hours, I think.
Yes.
It's a very long film for no reason.
And again, we go back to kind of the mythology of Krampus. He wouldn't eat your dog.
No.
The dog wouldn't have been involved in that, and anybody that had the spirit of Christmas and that left him an offering, or that was, in general, just wishing for a good
wouldn't have been affected.
Wouldn't have been affected. And ripping up a letter to Santa is not going to summon Krampus.
No, I'm afraid not.
So it just, I felt like that part of what he represents, what he's supposed to do, was lost because towards the end, everybody ended up in hell, so to speak, which is a snow globe. I mean,
in general, the idea of it being a snow globe because it's Christmas and that type of thing, I could kind of get behind that a little bit. It's Krampus's version of hell or whatever, except for the fact that snow globes originated in Germany. And Krampus, I believe, the original, very first, bringing out of Krampus was actually from the Nordic countries and then brought down to Germany. So you're making a very funky link up between traditions, which I also had an issue with As Above, So Below.
Well, Krampus is related to Loki. And... talk about Krampus in terms of being Odin, that was completely correct. And that goes back to what we said in the beginning.
I mean, Loki from the first Avengers movie with the horns has more relation to Krampus than Odin does.
Yes. And
actually, I could get behind that movie, I think.
Yeah.
Let's have Tom Hiddleston play Loki as Krampus. I think that would be fun.
That would be fun. Maybe, Hiddleston can play Loki and we'll get Chris Motionless to play Krampus. Something like that.
That movie would
be fun. That would be fun.
Okay, let's start a tradition and a petition to get this to happen.
Yes.
And everybody will think we're absolutely blooming mad, but...
Might work.
That's true. Hey.
I mean, we are, but...
Hey, what people don't know won't hurt them.
So, I mean, that it ended up on our bad movie list because we had expectations for this movie that were not met. And
they failed.
The element of horror in and of itself, we take aside all the mythology, we take aside a lot of other things.
It's just not a scary movie at all.
There's no build-up.
And it's not even the type of movie that's so bad it's funny.
No.
It's not even that.
It's bad, it's boring.
Yes. So I guess if you want to bore yourself for 2 hours straight, supposedly watching a Christmas horror movie, then sit through it. But, otherwise I'd say watch Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Because then at least you see sorority girls.
Yeah.
If you're a guy or, a gay girl or something.
Either one.
Yeah. Other than that... Hey, Margot Kidder's in the original one.
Yes.
So she's a good actress. There you go. There's a reason to watch Black Christmas. Yeah.
And if you don't want to watch horror at all, go back to Rankin and Bass.
Yeah. Hey, watch Nestor the Long-Eared Christmas Donkey.
Yes. Yes.
Well, with that, we'll say goodbye. So, enjoy your holiday season.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.